Hi guys, and welcome back to another soaping video. Today, we're gonna continue with the second bar. This bar is gonna be super duper easy. This is gonna be the Jolly Saint Nick bar. It's gonna be two colors, this beautiful red. This red is made up of the True Red set from Micas, which is 3 micas that you use mixed in equal parts, and you'll get a true red color. And in our main bucket, we'll have white. This bar, along with all the other bars in this collection, I drew up concept designs. For this particular bar, we're gonna be doing our loaf, and this is gonna be a layer of white, red, white, red, white, topped with a red frosting and a white gumball to represent the little fuzzy thing that goes on the end of the hat. I also have a surprise embed I'm gonna show you guys at the end of the video. This is my palm-free recipe. The list of oils will be in the description box below. For the entire batch, I'm gonna be adding kaolin clay. This is white kaolin clay, and the organic coconut milk powder. For the red color, I'm gonna be using the rose kaolin clay. So this will go specifically in here. For the lye solution, as always, this is distilled water and lye, but we also threw in some Tussah Silk and our sodium lactate as well. This bar was originally planned to be a vegan bar. However, I wanted a really silky bar because it is cold outside when these soaps will be released. So I want them to be skin loving and nourishing. So I did go ahead and throw in the Tussah Silk. So I'm gonna grab the little measuring scoop out of here. And as always, I'm gonna add about 3 or 4 of these. And I just use the scoop that comes in here. So we're going with 4. And I'm also gonna be adding the white kaolin clay to everything. So I'm gonna do a nice rounded tablespoon because I want this to be luscious. So now these 2 items are added, we're gonna move them out of our way. All right, my landing paper towel. Let's get the attachment. And I'm going to do this I'm gonna post this on high until all of the additive is incorporated. So let's get blended. He blended, y'all, he blended. Now I'm gonna take my lye solution with the Tussah Silk and sodium lactate, and we're gonna pour this in on the stick blender, and we're gonna pulse it a little bit as we pour. All right, now that's done. Give it a swirly-dirly. That looks all nicely blended. Put my blender back in. Burp it. Get all those big bubbles to the top. So now what I'm gonna do is take my True Red and I'm gonna fill this all the way up. Silly me, I forgot to tell you what this is gonna smell like. So let's start gabbing, shall we? This is the Gingerbread fragrance oil from Soap Goods. And we're gonna use 3 ounces of fragrance oil. I want this to be strong. We're gonna go ahead and add half of that to here and the other half in here. Now that my fragrance oil is in both batches, I'm gonna start with the white. I have my titanium dioxide that we've already dispersed in water. And we're gonna go ahead and pour that whole lot in. We're gonna hope we don't have any discoloration or anything. Otherwise, I might need to add some vanilla stabilizer. But let's see. Now, I was mostly swirling this using the stick blender as like a whisk, okay? That looks good. Doesn't seem to have thickened any, which is good. Oh, that smells so good. I love gingerbread. I eat ginger snaps. I like gingerbread houses, gingerbread men. But in the art of not trying to be big as a house, you know what I'm saying? Bigger than a gingerbread house, I'm not indulging in too many sweets, but all right. This fragrance oil seems to be behaving very well. So let's grab our mold. So looking over my design, I wanted this to be 5 layers in with a red frosting on the top. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the white layer first. Let's pour. I wanna try to be as clean as possible, guys. All right, now that the first layer is in, we're gonna let this set for a little bit just to get firm enough to support the next layer, which will be red. Alrighty, so this looks stable enough to hold the next layer. And this is moving really quickly. So I think this is one of those fragrances that moves a little on the fast side because of all the spices that are in here. But we're not gonna let that stop us. So we're just gonna go ahead and start pouring this on. And hopefully, your girl can continue on the path of it being a 5-layered soap. And maybe my layers won't be as smooth as I originally planned. You know, that's the art of flexibility now, ain't it? Just gonna ladle that in. Let's turn it this way. Whoops! We made a little splatter art there, didn't we? Just gonna put that in. Get that on there. Now, obviously, your girl didn't want this to be on the side, so we'll have to clean this up. Just gonna spin this around until I get it all in those corners, honey, in the corners. Give it a tapping. A few taps later. Looks like my titanium dioxide is much looser, so hopefully that'll help fill in some of these wobbly bits. And we're gonna go really, really low and pour in the white. So I'm gonna stop here for a second. Make sure that I get that on. So this soap design was really inspired by a lot of things. I wanted it to be Santa's hat. I wanted to have that peppermint design, but since I was already doing the peppermint mocha, I didn't want to do 2 peppermint soaps, and that's why I went with this hybrid between good old Saint Nick and peppermint striping. But I know the last layer that I want to put on the striping is the white. Ideally, you know, every soap behaves, every fragrance does its job of being nice, but it doesn't happen that way. And it's all about being, having a contingency plan. So I think this is gonna be my last layer of red. There we go. Now, let's put on that final white layer. Let him waterfall cascade right on top here. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle him down. I'm gonna come in here and just to get this all nice and smooth it, I'm just gonna bring in this excess white. The vision does not always match the concept, but sometimes the concept is nowhere near the design. And sometimes you get happy little accidents, like Bob Ross says. With the remaining white batter, I'm going to take a round tip from my piping bag, and I'm going to kind of give myself this sort of brim to look like the furry part on his hat. And then for the red will be the top of this soap, and then we'll put on our embeds. We're gonna let this set up for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm gonna clean up this disaster zone and we'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. So I went on ahead and loaded the remaining white batter into my piping bag with a round tip. And I'm just gonna go around the border of the soap. Hopefully I can get all the way around this bad boy. I'm severely right-handed, so I'll have to turn it. So now we have the remaining white at the bottom and the red at the top. And I'm just gonna let that come out. Right here in the middle. See how we got like a swirl situation going on? Just gonna keep it going. This definitely accelerated on me while I waited for that first white layer to finish, but it's okay. You know, stuff like this happens, and that's the art of soaping, is like you just don't know what you're gonna get. And I've got as much out there as I can, so I'm gonna take my popsicle stick. I'm just gonna start smoothing this down. Just gonna pull that in. Do the other side. I definitely want this to look like a red hat sitting on a white border. Now, I'm gonna grab some Sparkle Me Plenty mica. I'm gonna get some Diamond Dust mica, some Sparkle Me Plenty. Oh, I have another color. I also picked up some Ruby Red Slipper Glitter from Mad Micas. Oh my God, this is gonna be epic. I'm gonna start with the Sparkle Plenty mica, and I'm gonna sort of just put this right here along the base. A little more. Give Santa some of that magic, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna take this Diamond Dust mica, and this is from Nature's Garden. I'm gonna tamp that on top. These two micas might look similar, but the truth of the matter is they're not that similar in some aspect. This one has a more white finish to it. We're gonna pause on the glitter, grab our hats. Now I told you guys earlier, well in my last video, I made a lot, and I do mean a lot, of embeds for this holiday collection. I made a lot of designs. Whoopsie, we dropped one. That looks very Halloween now, doesn't it? All right. Put a little Santa hat on. I'm gonna nestle that in real snug and hope upon hope that these all stay together, and I don't have to cut any during the cut, but I make no promises either way. Oh no, I can always only fit 8 on here, so some of these will be cut, but it's gonna be cute. Now I'm gonna take the Ruby Red Slipper, and I'm just gonna hit this up. I want to try to get as much of this focus on the red as I can. I'm going to go ahead and give these a few spritzes. Alrighty, and this is the Jolly Old Saint Nick loaf. Ooh, you know what time it is. We're going to put this loaf to bed for 18 to 24 hours, and we'll be back in the morning and show you the reveals. I'm gonna clean up my mess and I will see you guys later. Alrighty guys, it's been 24 hours, actually closer to 48 hours. I'm a little nervous because these do have butter in them, so they do firm up a little bit faster, but we're gonna have positive thoughts and get through the cut. Here is the Santa's hat soap. As you can see, the lines didn't come out as smooth as I want, but we're gonna hope for the best on the inside. But the top is really nice and glittery. Uh-oh. Whee! We did it! We lost a few slivers, but I think all in all, they'll be good to go. So we have our end pieces for samples. And that looks beautiful. Okay. And this next one.
That is cute.
These aren't as white as I would have preferred, but I think they will be beautiful. I think the white stripe on the inside doesn't look as white because we have this stark white ball at the top, but I think it's still beautiful. The smell is still amazing. Let's go to the next one. Ooh.
Like that. That looks beautiful.
And I think with the buildup on the top, they do look like little hats. They are so cute, and that glitter on top. Now this soap, along with the other soaps in the winter holiday collection, will be available on December 7th on the website, beautyandcomfort.com on December the 7th. And starting this month, for the comment of the week, we will be giving out a free bar. Now through the end of the year, we're gonna select the comment of the week. You have to be a subscriber to this channel, and we'll pick one at random. And then you can select the bar that you would like from this collection, and we will send you a free one, and we'll contact you that way. We'll announce the winner at the end of each video. The start date for the giveaways will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching the cut with me, guys. Bye.